Welcome all to my Instagram live. I'm Mijean Rochus from Miro magazine and Miro for You magazine. And today my guest is Bina Maracchini, designer of the same brand's name. So we are going to talk about her roots and her road. She's born in Sudan and now she lives in St. Petersburg. So we are going to connect soon and get started. Yes, there she is. And now we can get connected. Voilà. As I was saying, today my guest is Bina from the fashion designer from the brand Bina Maracchini, and we are getting connected. So I'm waiting till we get on. So I greet everyone. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for the compliment. Hi, Bina. Welcome.
Hello. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. So thank you for accepting my invitation. It's really nice.
Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. So I was really curious because I've been reading a lot and yes, discovering your brand as well. So but I have some questions. How did you go from Sudan to now living in St. Petersburg? This is really is fascinating. And so I
It's
will let you tell you that part because in the beginning I will explain a little bit. I wanted to have like your the road you did, like going from Sudan where you were born, and then all the way up to St. Petersburg. In between, you also studied fashion design, I think. Yes. So we'll talk about that too. And then,
okay.
of course, about your collections as well, because I think that is the most also yes, the interesting part that say like we want to highlight here. So, but just let's start with Sudan, where you were born. So,
So,
yes, what made you leave Sudan? Because yes, you did quite a road from Sudan to St. Petersburg.
um, so I was born in Sudan, and my family decided to leave Sudan during the war back in the 90s. And so I was a child that time, of course. So we came to Egypt. And I grew up in Egypt until the age of 18. I finished my high school at the American school in Cairo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and after that, I went to Cyprus for my education for
Yes.
the,
Yes.
yeah.
But did you leave Sudan with all of your family, or just you
Yeah.
and your mom
All,
and dad?
all of my family left Sudan, basically all of them. So we have no one back there.
Okay. So now everyone is at a safer place these days.
Yeah, they're at the safer place. So, like, because I come from a very huge family in Sudan, so all of us went to a different country, but we still keep in touch with one another. So, of course, I was with my mom all the time, my parents, and they managed to take care of me, put me in school, and so I was moving with them according to their work, according to my education as well.
Mhm.
So after I finished my education in Egypt, we
Yes.
moved to Cyprus because of my parents' work, and I studied public relation advertising, but it was my dream to follow fashion design.
And,
So
and you could follow that easily because I know African parents always have this idea,
yeah.
dream set for us.
Well, of course, it wasn't easy because when I was in Cairo, I have applied for fashion school in Paris and they have accepted me. But my mother and my father, they were like, no, this is not an education. You cannot work in fashion and you're too young. So I had an argument and but anyway, I followed them. I went to the university, and then my second year in the university, I said to my parents, you know what? I have saved money. I'm going to fashion school. Either you agree or not. So
And then they
I have
said
a
yes.
yes.
They had
So
no
I
choice.
no, I had no choice. So I have applied at the fashion school in Milano, Istituto de Moda Burgo, in 2010.
Yeah.
And from there, my career started. I was fighting to follow my dream, to create, to express what I have in my mind as a designer for women clothing. So it wasn't easy, but I fought for it. At the end, my parents decided to support me, of course. I have their 100% support.
Okay. And so after that study, when did you give like your first fashion show?
My first fashion show was in 2011.
Okay.
When I got back from Milano to Cyprus, because my parents, we were living there for some time. So when my mother saw how I was determined and I was so focused, like I said, Mom, I really want to do this. So my mom and my friends, and I had classmates from the university in Cyprus, they helped me to do my first fashion show. So my first fashion show, it was all my friends. I had no models.
Oh, your friends were your models. So.
Yes, my friends were my model and they supported me. So the first fashion show I did, someone from like well-known in the fashion industry in Cyprus, they saw my collection, and then the next event they invited me. I was completely shocked, of course. And they said, we like your collection. We would like you to style our models. And this time I had very professional models. I had like very famous models from Greece. And that was like, oh my God, yes, I must be doing something good. But at the same time, I was a little bit nervous. But yeah.
Mm. And what was the reaction of your parents at your first show? Because how was it? Because I'm curious to know. Were they super happy? The reaction of your parents at your first show?
Yeah.
The first show you did.
My mom, she was shocked because I was going to the university at the same time, because I was full-time student at the university. So I was going to the university at the same time, come back home, do my design, curate the invitation, arrange for my friends what to model, and do the clothes. I had an assistant, a woman who was trying to help me, because once I finished, of course, I couldn't stitch everything correctly. So I had help from her, and I was telling her. So my mom, she was really like helping me and driving me. She was driving me to my appointments, like for the fitting, and I booked the place where I should do the show. And they were just looking at me, you know, they wanted to see how determined I am to do that. But after that, they really were so proud.
They were supportive after that. So that's parents, the first one to see, are you serious? And see that if you really, really want it, and then after that, you got their full support. But you had to take that first steps yourself, prove them that you can do it, and that is what you want. Okay. And then after Greece, you also moved. Was it because your parents had to change for their job, or you moved for yourself?
Yeah. My parents, so I finished my education in Cyprus, and I decided to fly to Dubai to do some work. And of course, because the political situation unstable in Sudan, somehow I got kind of denied as a citizen. So I start to panic again, you know. And
by that you mean you didn't have papers at that time, or
no, I had papers, but when I was flying from Europe to Dubai, I had to go to my consular and change my occupation from student to an employee. This is based on my contract, so I could work, but then they accused me like I'm not Sudanese. It is no way. This is a passport. So I don't know what happened, and I had to hire a lawyer, and you know, like to prove all things were right. And at that time, my parents could not help me because I'm going on a business trip for my work, and they're living in the country in Italy. So it was really horrible situation. That's why I ended up in Russia.
Wow, what a story.
Yes. Yeah. So basically I came to Russia accidentally. I did not like plan to live here for 6 years, or I didn't have intention, but because of the unstable political situation, it put me in such a position. And of course, I had to figure out, while my lawyer going back to the court and doing the process to prove my citizenship, of course, I had to hold into something that really I love and I'm passionate about, which is my work.
Yeah.
So first year being in Russia, I was like panicking. I was nervous. I was thinking what I'm gonna do, my work, so I decided to bring all my items, like my working items, my sewing machines, my scissors, and I
Everything
started
over
to
there.
work. Yes, I started to work, and I thought that this will not stop me. I would not give up on my dreams because I wanted to continue to do that. This is my past, and because I didn't know for how long this situation with the paper will be resolved, and so yeah, I started to create collections after collections, and they invited me to participate in some events, and some art gallery. They'll give me their gallery as a support for my artwork. Some open organization as well. So this is how I show the progress of my work.
That's amazing. And now your paperwork is okay. It's fine. Everything is okay. So
It's a big battle, so I'm still going through it. I'm still fighting, and I'm still still another process of the court.
yes, don't give up, because I think what you are showing here that's very important is like, even if you have this battle, you have to go on with your life. Because when you are talking, yes, I know people in the same situation, but what you are doing is like amazing. Some people just wait till they can start with their life, and actually you took your life in your own hands. So like, I start already. I want to make something for my life. I want to achieve my dreams, and this is what you are telling me. And yes, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, because I mean, for example, if sometimes if you're in a situation and you're not able to fix this situation, you cannot give up on things that you want to do in your life. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there thinking that they're stuck in they're stuck and there's no place to come out. There's no way, but sometimes it is by our hands to do
Exactly.
what we can at okay, I could not travel, I cannot showcase my collection in fashion weeks. It's like they inviting me for international fashion weeks. So in this way, okay, I feel sad because I'm not present, I'm not able to. But then I said, okay, what I will do, I will show collections, I'll post pictures, I will keep growing, because I know one day the door will be open for me and I would fly. So yes,
Because
not.
yes, we're calling this. I also saw on your Instagram, like I think Vogue magazine asked you something. Yeah?
Yes,
Even
yes, yes,
even in this way, it's like you can create your own chances in a other way as well. So that's amazing as well.
yeah.
So and then we come to the part of your, before we come to that, and now living in St. Petersburg, how does it feel? Do you like it? Are you used to it or something like? Yes.
So I'm here almost 6 years. Of course, at the beginning, it was like hard, but because I'm used to move around a lot with my parents, so I love cultures. I love to learn about the place where I am. I love to learn things and get over anything that is like hard or difficult, because uh, uh, there is no such a thing called difficulties. It's the way how we take it.
Exactly.
So I curated in St. Petersburg, somehow I curated an environment where I feel safe, where I feel home. And so I have a lot of friends here that really like my close friends, and I have also my Russian families, that I call them Russian families because they supported me since I have arrived here. And for me, this is like, I could call it my fourth home. Sudan, Egypt, Cyprus, Italy, the fifth home, then Russia, you know?
You're from the
So,
world. Yes.
yeah, yes, yes. So there were difficulties with the weather because it's really cold, as you know, Russia, but the people, I have met a lot of people are very friendly, are very supportive, and honestly, I'm very appreciative of all of them.
Okay, that's good. So now you see you have your support net. So now we come to the designs, your fashion design. I think a lot of people are waiting for this. It's like when I look at your designs, I think you have two lines or more than one line. Can you talk a little bit about it? Because I say one part is more casual and the other part is more, I'll let you explain.
So yeah, so my collections, when I'm designing for a woman, that I want to see the woman very strong yet very feminine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe because of my character, I like to show the mysteries through my creations. I want to see the woman in casual, elegant, sport, whatever comes to her mind, whatever character she wants to show with her dressing. So I don't want to be described as one specific line, because you know, when I design, I don't think about what it will be. I wanted an evening wear just, or I wanted just a wearable. So I try to take from the avant-garde, make it wearable, make it elegant, make it everyday. And so sometimes my dresses for evening wear could be wearable for every day. It depends how you style them up. And I love the idea of the woman. She's looking very natural, yet she have a strong statement.
Okay. And do you have something that you can show, like to it, like a sketch or maybe like a dress that can illustrate it even more?
Well, so I'm gonna show you. You see here, these are my new collections for spring summer 2000, and I'm gonna just go through
Yes,
it to show
you can walk through it. I can see. Yeah.
So here I have the t-shirt line. The t-shirt line is casual.
Yeah.
So I made basic t-shirts. I call it from ethnic to minimalistic. So I'm making the African ethnic.
And the fabric. What fabric do you use for the t-shirt?
The fabric is cotton, natural
yeah.
cotton. So yeah, I create the whole t-shirt myself, from the material to the making and the installation as well.
Yes, and also the drawing, the illustration on it, you do it yourself.
Yes, so this is my casual line, and this is my, I will show you now. So this is a dress. It's an avant-garde dress, I call it. It's an oversized, yet it can be very feminine according to the body type.
Yes, maybe I think if you put it, if you go a little bit further, I can maybe see more of the dress, because now I only see a little bit. Huh?
Oh, wait, I will show you again. So
if you can hang it somewhere, then we can see. You can see more.
So there it is.
Yes, no, I can see it better. Nice, and then the fabric on it is tulle as well. The transparent.
So this is a drapery. I create a layer on top. So the base one is cotton.
Yeah.
And I love to work with natural cotton. So and
Why?
then I create, because it's easy to wear, it's very comfortable, and at the same time it's organic. You know, I try to use a material that is sustainable, and also you can wear for a long time and it will not be destroyed easily.
That's important, because now we say like clothes need to last longer because we have a lot of waste already in fashion, no?
Yes,
So
yeah.
yes, it's better to buy quality that lasts longer. Yes, and clothes that you will change in 1 week or 1 month or something like that. It has no point.
Yeah.
Really nice. And I like the sleeves because the way they are like, they open up
Yeah,
to the ends.
the
Huh?
sleeve, I will show you now a picture how it is. So the sleeve is basically, yeah, I like to create a form. You see that?
Yes.
Like, I like to create a form with my own element of the pattern. So I create something that is unusual, yet it is okay for the woman to wear, to not be afraid, you know.
Hmm. And also, when you look to the middle, is it more like elastic as well, so that it can adjust to size? If
Yeah.
because,
So basically, I curated the belt the
yeah.
same color of the dress. So, for example, if the woman wants to wear it an oversize, she should not wear the belt. She could just remove it,
Hmm.
and then it will be uh,
Then
like that.
it will just fit like that. It's nice.
Yeah. So the woman that she's like oversized, she can wear it. A slimmer one, she can wear it. So I like my pieces to be adjusted to all kind body types.
Okay. So if I understand correct, you don't create your dresses in many sizes, but it's adjustable more like that. Yeah?
Yes, I mean, I will take you through my mood board.
Mhm.
So every piece I curate is just one piece, and unless someone like it, and I can remake, like make a order.
Yeah.
So every dress that I curated here is per piece. For every collection, have one piece here.
Nice. And also, when I look to your mood board, you also really take care of where you are going to photograph your picture is and all. So imagine the whole concept.
Yes, I always try to combine everything, like from the styling. I do from the styling to the location, to the makeup, everything I want.
It's amazing. That's
Yeah, I'm curating the whole story, like how I want to see the woman in the clothes.
so, and where do you get that inspiration from? Because is it from travels, from somewhere else? Because to do that, you need a lot of inspiration. From starting from creating the dress till imagining the whole scene, how you want to see it to be seen.
Okay, so as you know, I'm African. My first inspiration, of course, comes from Africa, especially for my t-shirt line.
Mhm.
Uh, Sometimes the form of the dresses, of how I'm cutting the clothes or inspired the collection, a lot of them is inspired by my roots. So I have this
Mhm.
even ancient Egyptians. I usually use the ancient Egyptian elements in all my clothes, and
Mhm.
sometimes it comes from art and culture. So 2 years ago, I have curated the collection inspired by the Russian culture. So this was kind of
Really?
yeah. I need to show you actually the collection, because I have kept some unique pieces with me. I presented in a gallery, and somehow this was very interesting experience for me, because I have taken something from the Russian culture and I made it modern for everyday wear. And that was kind of an exchange of culture between me and the Russian, you know.
And how was the
And
reaction?
it was mind blowing. People were very like, an African girl curating a Russian collection, you know. So Yeah, it was really interesting for me to see that. So just a second, I will show you the piece.
Okay, thank. Hi, Roman. Welcome. Hi, Clea. I'm greeting in the meantime also a few people. Yeah.
It's called Russian sarafan. It's their traditional Russian wear that they wore before. So I have taken it and made it modern, and I even done an embroidery with it. Showing now.
And I think they like the color, like the red pink. It's
Yeah,
really popular
I
in Russia.
read a lot. Basically, they're very colorful according to their culture and the history of their fashion. A lot of flowers, a lot of embroidery. Um, so I will show you in the money plant here.
Okay. Yes, I can see it.
This is a Russian sarafan, and the details of the Russian, you see,
Yes.
they use
Underbroader,
they
yes.
free, and so I had to
Right.
do that. Yeah.
But
So
it's a
these
lot of
pieces,
work to do that. All the body.
I actually learned. I had to take, and I will show you. Look here. This is me wearing that dress. So I have
Beautiful.
inspired culture. Then I put the African head wrap, but this is
Yeah.
their scarf. Well,
Wow, it's really beautiful. And it goes really well together as well.
yeah, and also there is another interesting piece that I want to show you. Just a second. I have created a lot of pieces that is really. So this is the Russian embroidery techniques that I have applied on. You can see.
Yes, yes, I can see it.
Yeah.
And and and
This is
and
a,
the and the flower, is it a typical Russian?
yeah.
Nice.
You see?
Yeah. As a skirt, huh?
Yeah, that's a skirt. So yeah, this was inspired by their culture, and sometimes it just the way that I get inspired is through my dreams. So this this season, like my spring summer 2020, my collection is inspired by a very special person that somehow motivated me and uplift me. So sometimes it depends on the people, situations, places, movies, maybe some I don't know, some artwork I have seen or exhibitions. So it's like that.
And then you start to dream about it, and then it comes alive.
Yeah, dream and then start to sketch. Um, and also I have curated like, so this is, I have a huge portfolio with my sketches.
Yeah.
So it's really a lot, but I'm gonna go through it and I will show you how. Firstly, I sketch, and after I decide to make collection from the material, the style, and so on. So I will go through everything. So
Yeah,
this
there I
was,
see the flower. Yes, I can see it from
yes,
the
this was
first.
the invitation for the Russian collection.
Yeah.
I even like have an idea how I want to create the invitation. And this is how I first learned how to do the Russian embroidery. As you can see here, that was my beginning of it.
So you
And
took some classes to do it, the Russian embroidery, or you just learned it by
I
yourself?
no, I learned by myself.
Wow.
I had a friend of mine. She presented me a book with all Russian designers, and so I learned from there, and also from the internet. They had their costumes.
Yes.
So yeah. So
It's
this is
amazing.
here my portfolio, like how I started my first work, my first collection, my friends.
Yes, that's what you told. Your models
Yeah,
were your friends,
yeah,
or
my
your friends were
friends.
your models. Yes.
Yeah. So I
It's
was
very
actually,
feminine. It is indeed very feminine. When you look at it, it's like it
yeah, and
embraces the female body and everything, and it's very
yeah,
fluid as well. It's
and
like,
color. I
yes,
like to play colors like all the time.
Mhm.
So there.
It's just amazing.
It was a huge journey, I must say. I must admit it. So my portfolio keeps on growing and growing until
That's the way it should be. It should grow and grow and grow.
yeah. So this is when I arrived in Russia.
Mhm.
I started to draw red, as you can see. Also, culture inspires me. So I try to draw something inspired by the Russian and the color that they love.
Yes, because I guess if I may interrupt, I think red they also use for weddings a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and I know it because I've been to a Russian Ukraine wedding, and the bride was dressed in red.
Yeah, some they do.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, my portfolio is really a lot, and you can see Egyptian elements.
Yes,
When
and that when you look at that, it's more like also couture. It's more like haute couture dress.
yeah, basically the first dress when I started to draw, it was inspired by couture wear. That's why I'm mostly into dresses and very elegant.
Mhm.
You see?
So, but in that technique, a lot of that is also that you learned in Italy as well, that you also implement now, and you're still in your.
No, I actually I most of the techniques that I learned by myself, because how I draw is how I draw is how I want my dress to be, and then it is because if I take it to a tailor, she will tell me, no, I don't want this technique, it's not good, it's not that. So I learned by
Okay.
myself. Yes, I learned to keep everything.
Just the way it has to look.
Yes, just you see, like the
Yeah.
sketch and the Russian sarafan
Yeah.
there. So yeah. Also, before I made the, you see, before I did the skirt, I had to sketch it first and see where I want to put the flowers and what color I want. So and also the material I choose here, the material for the blouse and material for the skirt. So I do the whole process, and
It's
yeah.
amazing.
So everything
And
I did is on my sketch.
okay. And it comes to the collection. How can people get your collection? How do you present your collection? Where can people get it?
So they can get it. I have my t-shirt line on Amazon. I will put the link on there, also on Etsy, and also I have my business page on Instagram, Bina Maracchini, my brand. So they can, yeah, they're available in those links, Etsy and Amazon.
That's nice. And people can also contact you to your Instagram page or Facebook.
Yes, yes, yeah.
See, you have been to an amazing journey, and I think when I look at it, it's just amazing.
Well,
Yes.
thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure to your invitation for me to talk and show my work where I am. And so, yeah.
Yes, but also your work, because I don't know if I think I've written to you like that I have also my own magazine.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to showcase some of your work also in it, and
Yeah.
yes, it will be in it, and we'll stay in touch about how we are going to do it, but it will be in it, of course. So the
Yeah.
magazine, you can get here in Belgium. I'm based in Brussels. Soon in Italy, because now with the lockdown it's not possible, but it will be available in Italy, like in several cities like Florence, Milan, Rome, and in London, of course. So it will be there. And for you, I will also send a copy. So you are in St. Petersburg. I don't have a lot yet there, but it will come eventually, I hope. Okay.
Yeah.
Voilà. And here's someone that says something. I will read it quick.
Have
Have
you
you,
learned runway? Remember our runway show? It was nice to meet you. Джулия, да, я могу говорить по-русски чуть-чуть, потому что много английский.
voilà.
Привет.
Now she knows that you can speak Russian as well.
I can speak, but you know, I used to speak 5 languages before that because every country I always learn the language. And because first I had the plan to go to Paris, so I was learning just French. But then 4 years learning French, I didn't go there. Then I went to Italy, then to Greece, then here. So
So
yeah,
you speak many languages, so it's good.
yeah, yeah.
No, even also French. So if I speak a few words French, you can understand it.
Yes, I can understand because I have a roots.
Okay, I will say a little bit because I also see people that often ask me, "You don't do anything in French." So I will say to them a few words, and then you can also reply. Bonsoir à tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, j'ai fait le live stream avec Bina Maracchini, et on a parlé plutôt de sa mode, de ses origines et aussi vraiment de ses designs qui sont vraiment magnifiques. Elle a une incroyable histoire et je vais vous laisser, elle va vous dire quelques mots en français aussi. Oui, now you can say a few words in French.
Merci. Ça va. Je m'appelle Bina Maracchini. And yeah.
It's good, it's nice. So, and maybe a few words in Italian because I have also a lot of Italian followers. So maybe if you want a few of them, like greet them in Italian, it would be nice. They'll like it as well.
All the languages are in confusion in my mind. I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Всем привет. It's in Russian, in Arabic, marhaba, because also I have my Arabic friends in there, and Italian, ciao. And what else in Greek? Yassas.
Voilà. Very, very good. Thank you. Thank you for this conversation together. We stay in touch and till soon, continue, keep on growing, keep on doing what you do because it's amazing. And it's also very inspiring for other people to say like, okay, my life, I don't put it on hold. I continue and I will make something out of myself as well. Okay.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes, thank you everyone. Till soon.
Grazie, merci, shukran, spasiba.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao,
Ciao.
ciao.